Hi, how's it going, folks? Glad to have you back, and if you're new, my name's Tori. Welcome to the fam. So today, instead of explaining yet another grammar point, I thought it'd be nice to take a step back and talk about how daunting learning a foreign language can get. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of the most common insecurities almost every ESL learner faces on a day-to-day basis. But so as not to leave you on a downer, I'm also going to give you a couple of tips to help cope with the self-doubt that comes with language learning. Pep talks, if you will. The first nasty feeling that you might be suffering from is envy. It's very easy to become swept away on a cloud of niggle and jealousy. No wonder we compare our own progress to these positive, inspirational, and downright flawless USA and UK born speakers. My personal sick addiction is comparing my not so perfect pronunciation to theirs. The thing is, they'll always sound more authentic than you unless you've been raised bilingual. But the amount of work you've had to put in to at least be understood by your interlocutor is worth more than they could ever amount to. Never being good enough is quite a relatable point to add to the previous one. Albert Einstein famously said, "The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know." And boy, it sure rings true. Because once you start to get it, you slowly start falling into this valley of despair as you realize that there's a lot more that you haven't yet mastered. Consequently, you are drawn to keep pushing yourself. Truth be told, at times when I'm supposed to let myself take a breather, I often catch myself thinking that I should be reading that book I planned to learn even more phrases and collocations. Even quietly reproach myself for spending a day or half of it doing nothing. And I know it's unhealthy and toxic, so one way to cope with this is to go to therapy or to make a pact with yourself, to set certain boundaries that are going to separate your language goals from preserving a positive mindset. So promise yourself to have a day's respite after finishing a huge chunk of a course book or after writing a bomb-ass essay that you're really proud of, because in fact, there'll always be something more to learn and you're never really done learning a language. So this is just simply a life commitment that you have to make peace with. Number 3 is all about forgetting what you've already learned. Or even worse, blanking out in front of your colleagues, friends, or in the midst of giving a presentation. So yeah, this is human nature to forget stuff, and languages is no exception. You spend all this time learning all these cool 3 and more syllable words, advanced grammar structures, and there is always a possibility that they may end up in a dusty box in the back of your brain. That's because your brain is not a hard drive. However, if something really matters, you'll remember it. There comes a time when you have to prioritize certain things and let others slip slightly. Accept that you can't maintain every snippet of information perfectly. And the one thing to keep in mind is that you can always go back and review the bits that you've previously studied. There's no shame in that. Does it ever feel like learning English is no fun anymore, or is it just me? At the beginning, it was all sunshine and rainbows, and now you're stuck trying to reach this native-like fluency and failing, okay? But guess what? Learning a language doesn't always mean that you have to reach absolute native-like fluency. Many people involve in a language to learn about culture, history, and to have a little taste of somebody else's life. Personally, that's why I first set out to learn English. I liked pretending to be someone else for a while, to impersonate their voice, mimic their facial expressions, try to adapt their linguistic habits. So if you're learning any amount of language, you're doing something awesome, something productive and worthwhile with your time. Enjoy it. the last segment for today is going to be getting comfortable with your mouth. So yeah, learning a language or speaking any language for that matter entails you exploring your organs of speech and the capacity to which you can improve your articulation skills. And there is obviously an art to it, but let me just clarify something real quick. As a baby, you learn your first words in whatever your mother tongue is. And usually between the ages from 2 to 9, your organs of speech are formed. And it's been proven that once you get used to pronouncing certain sounds one way, it's incredibly difficult to change those habits. To build the muscle memory for a different language, you'll need to first identify what sounds need remediating, second, repeat them as many times to get comfortable saying them, and third, practice speaking daily. Now, I know this might not be an option for most of you, therefore I'd recommend you read out loud 10 to 30 minutes every day to develop permanent memory for how to pronounce English sounds. Right now, the muscles in your mouth, lips, and tongue may feel strange as they try to shape the sounds of English words. And not gonna lie, this can require a lot of effort, but if you just do it, you can get results very quickly and you can produce the correct sounds with little or no effort. And this is the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching it up till the outro. Hope you found something you can put to good use. Keep your chin up, don't underestimate your abilities or potential ever again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.